To me, in between spaces, you know, I'm sure we have all different perspectives, but I feel like it's an experience to take you through the art of time. And I feel like all we have is time. You know, when you take away the money, you take away the nonsense, you know, all we have is time. You know, and that's something that we don't want to be wasted.
I think what we've been exploring by the idea of in-between spaces is this kind of world we live in now, where we can be in different places at the same time, apparently, through technology. But we can also travel really quickly from one continent to another, and so we can bump up against each other, different cultures, different societies, different traditions really easily. And yet, although we can do that, it seems like it's not necessarily making life better.
In between spaces is about spaces of society and how a person or individual can develop, or freedom, looking for freedom.
So you have the mainstream of society, you know, and everything's set up for a certain type of person, and not everybody fits that type. So there are a lot of people in the world that are in between spaces. Because you are in between spaces, maybe you have an opportunity to find something new, a new way to function in the world.
The story is about, it's got 4 characters in it, and Pedro de Sena developed a dramaturgical script based on the songs and poetry from Angelina Schwammerlin, David Bauer, and Lionel Macaulay. And the characters are the Oracle, who's stuck in the film. He can't come out of the celluloid. And time, which is the music, which is quite cool because it keeps time in the piece, is always present on stage. And the man and the woman meet in and out of those 2 spaces. The man is very centered and understands how to use technology, not abuse it, and is a very philosophical, and the woman is nuts. So she's always on her phone. She's not really present, and by meeting the man through time and through the advice of this kind of wild oracle, she comes to understand herself better. So, yeah.
There's so much more to a beautiful goddess. I don't mean to be so nice, I'm just being honest. It's a blessing to be caressing every crevice of your essence. So I had to play chess before I check her in order to get the investment of my presence.
Bloom, 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 what a sun film is really about complementing that story and helping drive it along in a visual way. Because quite a lot of the time during the show, there is film behind the characters. And sometimes this is just lines and distortion as they are clashing and things like this. And other times it's really quite beautiful imagery. And it's sort of about complementing, like I say, what happens in the story. We thought a lot about how the characters would move on and off the film, and we've played with it in a really interesting way, I think, where during some of the songs and some of the pieces, the characters will move literally from the stage into the film, possibly back onto the stage and then off. It's a really interesting relationship that the characters have with the projection. And I think that idea, that seed of an idea at the beginning, how can we get that interplay happening between the screen and the stage? I think there's so much more we could do with that, and that idea of in-between spaces, in terms of the show, the space of the film, and the sort of theatre elements is very interesting, I think.